Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Russ back again with some more Madden 19 Ultimate Team. This is episode number 81, I believe. Hopefully, I'm right on that. I'm pretty sure I am. Episode number 81. In the previous episode, we did have a hell of a game of the year type game. I will not spoil it, but I highly urge you guys to go check that out. And jumping into this one, man, this game was a little bit different. We are still focused on Calvin Johnson. Obviously, our third gameplay with him. Our first two went very, very well. Our second game with Calvin, I believe, well, I know he had one touchdown, I think. Wait, did he? I don't know. He had a good game nonetheless. I mean, that Calvin has played really good for us so far in the first couple games we played with him. And coming out in this game, I wanted to get back to our roots, man. Wanted to start running the ball. Last game, we were not able to run the ball at all. I mean, we passed pretty much all game long. We were not able to run. It just didn't work. So in this game, I wanted to try to run the ball a little bit more, try to focus on Gurley a bit more. 2 rushes for 4 yards to start this game. But then we go right back to the play action, man. And he hits us with 2 spies. I was a little bit surprised when I saw the 2 spies thing, but whatever. Jerry Rice actually makes that catch on the it route. Kind of surprising is we were just forcing the ball, man. I mean, I go away from the run apparently very quickly because I came into this game wanting to run a little bit more, but with Calvin, I don't know. I guess it's just having another receiver. I'm having more trust in throwing the ball, but right there, I try to have some trust in Doug Baldwin, and it instead just bounces into Sean Taylor's fingertips, and he takes it all the way to the house. That's a great fucking way to start this game, man. We get relatively down the field. We get the midfield or whatever, start driving. And it's just ruined by a horrible pick 6. We hit the kicker because you know what? We're angry. I'm not going to lie. I was angry. I hit the kicker. Fuck the kicker. So 7-0 to start this game. A bad pick 6. We have to come back on offense to start doing something. And immediately, our game plan goes right out the door. Not like it was already in the door because we really only ran a couple times. And then started to, force passes to Doug Baldwin and turns into a pick 6, and we're down 7-0 early. So we try to run and destroyed. So 2nd and 11, we're forced to pass. Looking for somebody downfield. Just don't really see much, so I decided to just go ahead and take the one-on-one shot to Calvin, and it's intercepted. Shit, man. This has not started off well. Just taking shots, trying to do something that is just not going to work in all likelihood. I mean, that was just not smart. If I go down the field like that all the time, I know I'm just going to create a habit of it. And that's a bad habit to have, trying to go down the field to Calvin Johnson. So I'm kind of happy that that didn't work, because if it did, then I just want to throw it up to Calvin more and more. I got to make sure that, or I got to, reassure myself that this card is not Superman. He's good, but he ain't Superman. He's not going to make every single fucking catch, especially since it's just the base version, 94 speed. Still a really good card. A 400K card is a 400K card. But he ain't, 99 with all the speed bursts or speed boosts and, all the catching boosts and stuff like that. So he ain't God is basically what I'm trying to say. So we got to be careful with him. Like I said, I'm not too mad I threw the pick on that because it makes me not throw it up to him all the time. Because again, if he catches that all the time, then I'm going to want to, throw it up to him all the time. But right now, 1st and 10, this dude's just driving down the field and he ends up dotting me right there. That was just a pure dot. He ends up running a couple crossers out of Pat Sale. That's a good play, man. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Pat Sale is a community play that a lot of people run. We all know that. But just the crossers, it's like, shit, they get you a lot of the time, man. I mean, it's crazy how often those get you for how easy they should be to cover. Like, you would think if you leave a blue on the left side of the field, he's automatically going to read the guy like, oh, that's the one guy coming to this side of the field. Maybe I should go play him. But no, they don't have the time. And I feel like it's just something we've all become accustomed to. Probably more than half, honestly. So whatever, it is what it is, man. Moving on into this gameplay, 14-0 at this point. That's the bottom line. We find Eric Ebron for a massive gain inside the 30-yard line. Russell Wilson looking and getting sacked. This guy had some good pass D, man. He did not really give up much. He had a lot of zones out there. His corners, Jesus, they broke on balls like that all game long, man. But finally ends up sending a little bit of a blitz on 3rd and 16, and we just roll out to the right and find Calvin Johnson wide open. Dick Lane just a little bit too slow to keep up with Calvin, I guess. Not sure what type of boost that guy has on Dick Lane, but I'm assuming not too many speed ones, because I think Dick Lane has like 92, 91 speed, I think, base. And then with chemistries, I'm sure you can get him to fucking 99 speed. You know what? I can pretty much guarantee you can somehow get 92 speed to 99 speed. One way or another, you can probably do it. It's right here. We find Calvin Johnson in the back of the end zone. He was just chilling back there, man. We end up finding him, and we do put up 7 points here in the second quarter with 1:17 left. So I'm thinking right now, first of all, don't give up a fucking kickoff return, because kickoff returns are crazy as Deion Sanders takes it out. And luckily, he does end up getting tackled by Ryan Shazier and Leonard Floyd. So we end up avoiding that disaster. But 1:12 left. Obviously, he can still do some stuff as he goes to his crossers, man. I mean, good old crossers for this dude. He finds Calvin Johnson, ends up getting him inside the 25-yard line to the 23, and then he decides to run with Patrick Mahomes, and we lay him the fuck out. Oh, my God. Bobby Wagner that was easy, man. We just did a little bit of a loop-de-loop. The guy tried to juke, and it honestly looked like, it just looked like he stood in place and did a little dance move. Like, honestly, it didn't even look like a juke, but he ends up just eating a big hit. We get the ball 14-7 with 34 seconds left. This is huge right now, man. I mean, with the score being 7 points, if at least we put up a field goal, I'm 100% happy is right here. Jerry Rice ends up making that catch somehow all the way across the field. He doesn't make any other catch, but for some reason he makes that one. 22 seconds left. Russell Wilson looking downfield, and who do we find? Doug Baldwin makes the catch at the 27-yard line. Run a play action. This was probably not the smartest thing to do in the world, but I tried to go to the end zone. And it actually works, man. We find Calvin Johnson. He ends up sneaking in with 11 seconds left. And just like that, we end up putting up 2 touchdowns with Calvin just before half, and we're tied 14-14, 11 seconds left. Again, takes out the fucking kickoff, and we do not want to give up a kick return. Thank God we don't. 9 seconds left. He does have a little bit of time to run a couple plays, but how about that, man? We come back. We end up tying this game up just before half, and with the way shit was going to begin with, I mean, I would not have thought that, we would be tied going into this half. But you know what? We'll count our blessings and try to win this game in the second half, man. I mean, we have not stopped this dude all game long. I mean, for real, honestly, the guy got 1 free possession because of the pick 6, but still, his offense has scored easy, and when he's wanted to, he's passed the ball with pretty much ease, man. I mean, he ended up fumbling on that one drive as well. So, I mean, he's had a pick 6 and then a fumble on one other drive. Other than that, he's pretty much done whatever he wanted on offense, and we gave him a free score. So right now, the score being 14-14 doesn't necessarily add up with how this game has gone. I mean, the guy's done really good on offense, really good on defense, but for some reason, I somehow farted out 14 points, and we're tied. So right now, this dude trying to do some work on offense, he starts pulling some plays out of the hat, starts running the ball a bit, and just running some extra plays that I wasn't necessarily ready for him to run. And you can tell as he catches me over top with Calvin Johnson, that was just wide open, man. I mean, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That was a touchdown no matter what. That was a beautiful throw by Mahomes as he does go up 21-14. So just like that, our idea of making a stop coming out of half and making a statement so we can actually go down the field and try to take the lead kind of goes out the window, and we end up giving up a touchdown. So right now, again, we're fighting from behind, 9 for 17 for almost 200 yards with Russell Wilson, but also a couple picks to show for it. Not a fantastic game so far. As we try to find Calvin Johnson, really the one receiver that has led us down the field so far in this game. 3rd and 10, looking for Calvin once again. Instead, I go to Doug Baldwin, and I don't know what I read right there, man, as I think that's Sean Taylor with his 2nd pick 6 of the game. Or no, that's Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson comes up with the pick. Well, same number, 21. They look similar on the field. They have the same stuff. I think the only thing that Sean Taylor has is like those white armbands, which I guess are kind of telling. But I don't know. You see 21 on defense, man. You assume it's Sean Taylor or Pat Pete, I guess. But honestly, I haven't seen Pat Pete all that much this year. Not many people use him against me, it seems like. I mean, we have him on our team now, but for the most part, I usually go against Sean Taylor. So whatever. Sean Taylor had a pick 6. Patrick Peterson had a pick 6. This shit's just not going all that well right now. 28-14, 3rd and 21. We're looking downfield, and we end up getting sacked. Yeah, it's no bueno right now, man. Khalil Mack, he's just having our way with our fucking O-line. He's sending blitzes. He's doing pretty much whatever he wants. We take our shot, 4th and 27. Thought maybe we would have caught that. That would have been crazy. But we just go for it because I was pissed. I didn't give a fuck at this point. It is what it is, man. I didn't give a fuck. 35-14. He ends up scoring again. And just like that, this game is turned from a possible win, a game that we somehow stuck into, now the true colors being shown. And this dude was better than me. That's the bottom line. The guy had better play calling. I'm not sure if he had better players. I think our teams were somewhat even, at least decently even. Again, I'm pretty sure he had 99 Mahomes, who seems to kill me every time I play him. But other than that, this game just did not go all that well on offense, man. We're trying to do something to get ourselves back in this game, try to claw our way back. We're still in the 3rd quarter with a minute left. I mean, 11 for 23. Not a fantastic game with Russell, but I do have confidence being able to move down the field with Russell Wilson. So I'm not too worried about that as we end up getting a chunk play to Todd Gurley. We'll take that. 10 yards right there, 10 yards there. Gets us down the field as we end up trying to get Calvin in the back of the end zone. That was just nothing doing. Triple coverage. 2nd and 10. Russell Wilson, trying to find pocket presence or trying to find somewhere in the pocket where we can just stand still. Instead, we run into another sack. 3rd and 15. We are sacked again. He has 4 sacks on the game. It seems like all of them have come at the beginning of the second half. He did not have pass rush on aggressive. This was just his D-line going off. And 4th down, we end up not converting. So 35-14. This guy gets the ball right back. And at this point, this game is pretty much over. I didn't concede defeat at this point, but it was mainly like, okay, I can't stop you, and I know I can't, so I just fucking give up, man. You know, after the past couple episodes, I felt like this one just needed to be shown. It was just to bring us back down to earth type episode. You know, we've been winning a lot, and this dude, he just kicked us in the nuts. And I mean, for real, kicked us in the nuts, and, you know, we had no chance to win this game. This was just a complete blowout, complete slaughter, even in the first half, you know, even with it being 14-14 going into half. The guy played really, really well, and ultimately he just played better than me and kicked my ass. But you know what? Calvin Johnson had another solid game. He had 2 touchdowns, I think over 100 yards. I'm pretty sure he did. It'd be a little bit weird if he didn't, but yeah, at the end of this game, I just didn't feel like calling timeouts and, you know, making it last longer than it needed to be. Figured I'd just get through it, get the gameplay so I can show you guys, and, you know, other than that, we just got dotted. We got owned 9 for 10 for 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. Russell Wilson did not do so good. Just an unfortunate game. But you know what? Got to show these games every once in a while. This is a series after all. We got to show these fucking horrible losses, and this was one of them, man. Unfortunately, Dwayne Brown giving up 3 sacks. That's unfortunate. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode nonetheless. Again, a tough loss, but whatever. You got to go through them, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, I'm out. Peace.